Welcome to all you marketing tastemakers. Coming up on today's show, the first wave of results are in from the first ever AI ads. We'll walk you through the results. Digital cookies, once thought to be on their deathbed, may have gotten eternal life. X is getting its first ad platform upgrade in years. We'll make fun of it. Walk you through the details. That plus a spotlight on your sunburnt car and toilet advertising here on today's show. If you work in the great industries of marketing, advertising, or comms, give us 10 minutes and we'll make sense of this
wild industry of persuasion.
Welcome to your narcissist boyfriend's favorite show about marketing. My name is Matthew Newell.
And I'm Chris Stone. And this power-packed episode will give you all that you need this week in the world of marketing in one neat little pile that you can call your own. Matthew, are the rumors true? Is this show really all about you?
Who else would it be about? Here is everything that you need to know from an industry that is about to hit warp speed. Today's lead headline, way back in February on this show, Chris and I covered that ChatGPT became the first of the AI majors to pilot in-app advertising. Brands like Williams-Sonoma, Target, The Knot, DSW, and Bear all participated. Within the first 6 weeks, ChatGPT has brought in over $100 million. That's not small change.
No.
However, the average price per ad started at $60, but now is as low as $25.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if the market is speaking. As of now, none of the brands have proclaimed an absolute ad test victory. And a few have told the press that they're still focusing on GEO, generative engine optimization. But Chris, this is a nice first look into perhaps what the future of advertising is.
Maybe $100 million in 6 weeks and nobody's bragging about the results. It doesn't sound like a pilot program, more like maybe a first date where both sides are already ghosting.
$25 a click, like that's not a lot of money. Mm-hmm. These are literally $1 trillion businesses. It's going to take a whole lot of $25 ads to keep this all afloat.
Sidewalk sale.
Next up in our marketing news queue, tucked into all of that news is the fact that ChatGPT will be using digital cookies across its fast-growing platform. For any viewer who wasn't born in 1927, like me, cookies have been on the chopping block for Google and other major tech firms since literally 2019. It pains me to think of how many developer hours have been spent preparing since 2019, preparing for a cookieless future in tech, with OpenAI bringing the basic tech back into its system. It's basically ensuring that cookies will be around for at least another decade, if not permanently. So let us celebrate that the death of digital cookies has been highly exaggerated, and we are, if there are more cookies in my future, I'm all for it.
Yeah, this is going to age us a little bit. It kind of reminds me of the Y2K scare at a different level, right? We spent 5 years and millions of dev hours preparing for the cookie apocalypse, and OpenAI just walks in and says, yeah, these are delicious. And the internet's, it's like, I don't know. The internet's longest fire drill is finally and officially over. Everyone, back to your cookies.
Our final headline in what feels like an eternity, Elon Musk bought Twitter and sold off all of its useless vowels and consonants to just leave X. One of his priorities is finally coming to fruition: a modern ad manager built into the platform. The company recently announced that it's rolling out its biggest overhaul of its ad platform in the company's history, which is a low bar to be sure. The platform says that the upgrade also integrates with XAI, its artificial intelligence sister, blah, blah, blah. Of course it is. So if you ever want to know what Google and Meta's ad managers looked like a half decade ago, stick around for this X update because you're going to see.
Exactly. X finally built an ad manager that Twitter should have had in 2019. Congratulations, Elon, on being fashionably 6 years late to your own party. All right, Matthew, it's time once again for our favorite segment, Real Recognize Real. And sometimes, Matthew, marketing is not all about crazy ads that sell things or pop-ups or activations. Sometimes it's about creative awareness. This week, MyCar Australia. Yeah, the tire and servicing chain. Not exactly where you expect to find a skin cancer awareness campaign to come from, but that's exactly why this works. Here's what they did. They reupholstered a car interior with UV reactive synthetic skin. Actual material that burns and discolors in real time when sunlight hits it through the glass.
Whoa.
So you sit in this thing and you watch the seat next to you get a sunburn while you're getting one too, and you never knew it. It's not an ad. That's a haunted house for your epidermis. But in all seriousness, folks, Matthew, Australia has one of the highest skin cancer rates on the planet, and nobody thinks about UV exposure while driving. Because somehow glass feels like protection. It's not. Radiation passes right through, slow cooking your arm like a rotisserie chicken on the M1. Being serious again, now here's where MyCar gets extra credit. They just didn't build the stunt and call it a day. They're distributing, get this, free UV reactive stickers that you slap on your driver's car door. It's white to purple, which means like, hey, idiot, you're frying. It's a permanent passive reminder that lives in your vehicle. Totally brilliant. A tire shop just made you care about dermatology. The connected car culture to self-preservation without a single guilt trip or sad piano track. The insight, invisible. The execution made it visible. That's the whole game. Real recognize real. MyCar, checkered flag, you won the race.
Chris, I'm going to put this up here as potentially the real recognized real winner of the year. That is so friggin' clever. It's
great?
Memorable. It solves a purpose beyond just, like you said, just, selling tires. It works to the greater good, and there's such a vision. It actually is very social media friendly too. I would absolutely post pictures of this on my social media. Great find. Well done.
Yeah, and we poke fun at a lot of stuff, Matthew. We make jokes. Sometimes, we cross lines with what we do. But this is a very serious thing. Chances are someone that has had cancer, maybe skin cancer. So we definitely want to take this, very seriously. But I just felt like it was an absolutely creative way of doing something. So we wanted to shine a light on it.
So good. So mine, I'm going to go from Chris's very thoughtful, very practical, saving lives, both the marketing endeavor and our highlighting it. We are saving lives. I, on the other hand, am going to talk about toilets. So my real recognize real, we are going to focus on toilet advertising. There is a gentleman named Nick Greenawalt, and I don't know his backstory. All he said was that he's a former boss, so maybe he's unemployed right now. He decided that he was going to create a little bit of an interface and put his toilet on the internet and sell ad space. Okay, well that's a funny little joke,
As one does, yes.
We've seen people in the past do, I'm auctioning off. I'll do a tattoo for $100,000 on my face for your logo or name I think there was a name my firstborn after the brand. Okay, these things are. This one his actual toilet. The interesting part of the story is brands bit on it. Clorox, Microsoft Teams,
Wow.
Miralax.
Of course, Miralax.
Exactly. They all have it's a self-use ad platform, so they don't even have to like call them up. The ad manager platform is probably slicker than X's right now, I just have to say. And all they do, and it's a dimensional ad, so it's not like he just puts a sticker like on the back of the toilet seat. Like, it comes across as a illuminated dimensional ad. And apparently my brother Nick has made hundreds of thousands of dollars. He said he's going to keep it up until he's a millionaire. And I want to say, Nick, if you become the first ever toilet advertising millionaire, I am here for it. Well done. Real recognize real? I don't know. I'm recognizing something here. I know it's just short of genius. I just don't know if it's in the traditional real recognize real landscape.
Yeah, it's definitely not crap. For sure. I mean, we could go puns galore on this one, but I mean, it's like finally the guy who figured out that most advertising ends up in the toilet anyway. Why not skip the middleman? Let's go right to it. Outstanding creative use. And I mean, I can't believe he got Clorox, Microsoft.
And we also have to mention so much of advertising, particularly in social media, is ingested while you're sitting on the toilets. So, it's all full circle. Or if you're in Australia, it's full circle, just it spins the other way.
So it's his personal toilet. It's not so. But why can't he take this concept and bring it into public places that have toilets? I mean, I used to, I remember, and they probably still do, at men's urinals where you're standing up and you in the men's restroom, they've got advertising while you're standing there doing your number one. And, that was something that we paid for in the 80s, I want to say, in the 90s. So why not? Why not just put it right smack dab on the pooper?
Well, we definitely have given Nick some good ideas. So
go get him.
We're gonna keep up with you. All right. Well, that leads us straight into wrong answers only. Only questions about marketing and advertising, and only the wrong answers. So, Chris, let's just segue right into this. If you had to have only one ad on your toilet for the rest of your life, what brand? And it has to be, I'm throwing this in at the last minute. It has to be a toilet that others use. It can't be your own personal toilet. Either your loved ones and your family have to use it. I would also say it probably needs to be that guests use it too.
Okay. So I've always had this affinity for the commercial by Michelin tires of the Michelin Man. You love the Michelin Man. He's like running down the streets. He's made of tires, and, I've seen, it's like white tires. I've seen him. So I figure if you're going to brand something on a toilet, why not have the entire toilet be branded? So I want a Michelin Man toilet. So it's made of tires.
That would
maybe
look
the
cool.
Michelin Man, like when you pull up the seat, he's looking right at you. Hey, Michelin Man. Then you turn around and, do whatever you do there by sitting on the, a Michelin tires toilet. I don't know. I know that's absolutely a wrong answer. But that's the game.
Well, Chris, I'm going to give my toilet over to one of Illinois' least recognized brands, or at least least recognized around here. Beer Nuts.
Oh,
the classic decades old brand, Beer Nuts. It's manufactured just down the street here in Bloomington, Illinois. I am going to give up my toilet for Beer Nuts, and it has nothing to do. We're not going to make any potty jokes or that. It has everything to do with how proud I am to be associated with Beer Nuts, and how shamed Beer Nuts should be being associated with me by being on my toilet. So sorry, Beer Nuts. But it's with love. It's with love.
Maybe a dispenser for Beer Nuts on the side, I mean, who doesn't want a little snack? You're in there surfing the web anyway with your phone. Why not have a snack? All right, that's it for this week's episode of Marketing Machines and Mischief. Hey, before you go, what's your wrong answer for what toilet advertising you'd want on your toilet for the rest of your life? Hopefully you'll be better than the Michelin Man. And also, while you're down there, click the subscribe button, the like, the bells, the whistles, all of the toilets, everything that they've got down there for you to click. We would appreciate that so you can be reminded every time we have an episode live. But before you go, we have a
little lesson learned. Finally, we live in a world where it's positive ROI to say, hey, our brand is in the See you next week. Bye.